Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and you know, free speech is the most important tenet to an open society, to a free society. It is something that should be protected and cherished and looked after by every single man and woman and child in it. And it doesn't matter if you agree with that speech or not, it needs to be protected, which is so weird that so many people these days are having to remind everyone else about that, especially as we watch places like the UC Berkeley, which is one of the most important places in the country when it comes to free speech, having free speech shut down, locked down, pushed away, because people are afraid of words now that words are equated with violence. And that's what brings me to this story, is Gab, which is a social media app, is currently suing Google over violating antitrust laws, allegedly. Now, Gab has been around for a little bit. I haven't engaged with it myself, but I do have a lot of friends on YouTube that do use it. They do like it, and they do very much love that it is pushing free speech. And they understand why free speech needs to be protected. And they are upset at the fact that Gab has been targeted by Google and others as being this pro-white nationalist, pro-racist, pro-alt-right staging ground, essentially, when that isn't the case at all. So it says here, the social media site gab.ai is accusing Google of violating federal antitrust laws when the tech giant booted Gab from the Google Play Store, according to a lawsuit filed on Thursday. The legal action is the latest salvo in an escalating battle between the right-leaning technologists and leaders against Silicon Valley giants such as Facebook and Google. You gotta love here that they equate something like this with right-leaning technologists just right off the bat, already establishing, oh, it's for the right-wingers only. It's for everyone. It's for everyone. Who cares what your political backing is if you are trying to create something that is open and free for everyone? It's insane, the spin, but it's the Washington Post, so it's what I expect. Gab alleges in the lawsuit that Google deprives competitors on a discriminatory basis of access to the App Store, which is an essential facility or resource, which I agree. Google is the biggest threat to the free flow of information, Gab chief executive Andrew Torba said in a statement. Gab started to fight against the big tech companies in the marketplace, and their monopolistic conduct has forced us to bring the fight to the courtroom. Saying here that Google banned the social media platform from the Google Play Store last month, citing violations of Google's hate speech policies. Andrew Anglin, the founder of the neo-Nazi website The Daily Stormer, had become an active user on Gab after a succession of complaints refused to service his site. So that's essentially what they're trying to say here, is that because the guy who ran the Daily Stormer started using Gab, this is a right-leaning app that apparently violates Google's hate speech policy. Like, how do you even come to that distinction? You know, it's like, okay, wasn't Andrew Anglin on Twitter? You know, isn't David Duke on Twitter? I mean, if that's the case, then why aren't Twitter's you know, why isn't the Twitter app revoked? Why isn't the Facebook app revoked for all the nonsense that they pull, for all the white nationalists and supremacists and jihadists that are on those platforms? Why aren't they revoked? Why is it that it's just Gab because one asshole from the Daily Stormer was using it? I mean, like, holy crap, this is some nonsense. So Gab also counts other controversial right-wing figures among its users, including Milo Yiannopoulos and Andrew Weave Ironheimer. Now, Milo was booted off of Twitter for essentially BS. He was railroaded because he reposted or retweeted a fake tweet that somebody had sent him. He didn't do the due diligence of checking to make sure that it was real before retweeting it. But then again, how many people spread fake news through Twitter and still have their accounts? There's been an active pushback against right-leaning voices lately, and that's very unfortunate, especially when you are a person that claims to be for free speech. Now, some out there might argue, but Matt, you defending these people, aren't you a right-leaning advocate? No, I'm not. I'm a centrist, I'm a moderate. If anything, I'm left of center. I'm more socially liberal, but I know when I need to defend free speech, especially from people who I may disagree with. Because unless they're calling for the outright and abject violence or hurt against somebody, then what they've said is literally just words. Martin Shkreli getting his bail revoked for posting a joke bounty for Hillary Clinton's hair violated free speech rules because it might have been a joke to him, but he still, in essence, was calling for actions against somebody else of a physical and possibly violent nature. That isn't protected by the Supreme Court. But Milo going out there and tweeting that Leslie Jones looks like a man or something, that's not violence. That's just him being a dick. In a statement, Google described the lawsuit as baseless, and it said it would defend its decision in court if necessary. In order to be on the Play Store, social networking apps need to demonstrate a sufficient level of moderation, including for content that encourages violence and advocates hate against other groups. This developer is welcome to appeal the suspension if they've addressed the policy violations and are compliant with our developer program policies. So again, this is one of those things where you have websites like Facebook, like Twitter, like YouTube, Google, being owned by Google, that sit there and they argue that they are not responsible for the content people post on their platform, that they're not responsible for the hate videos and the copyright content that's posted on their platform. And that's a tenet that they use, or a defense that they use in order to keep themselves afloat. But here it is saying that, well, this person, this social media application, it doesn't meet our policies in that particular regard. But aren't there death threats issued on Twitter all the time that are left up? Hell, I've gotten legit death threats I've reported to Twitter, and they've been like, nah, you're fine. Nah, you're okay. Right? But Lauren Southern on Facebook gets banned for a week because she says illegal immigrants need to be deported. That's not calling for violence or being hateful. That's just stating a law. You know, I'm merely pointing out that free speech for some is not free speech for all, and that is a problem. So yes, Gab is probably being targeted by Google, by the left-leaning members of Silicon Valley that think everything that isn't on their side of the echo chamber is considered hate speech. And now we're seeing these guys fight back, and I actually support them in this. I support them in this. I support them for standing up and fighting back against a tech giant that's using its position of power to stifle the free speech of someone smaller, all while holding them to a set of rules they themselves don't live up to. That's a problem. That's hypocrisy. Finishing up here, it does say that Gab has raised more than $1 million in contributions since July. That's good. Gab filed this complaint in the U.S. District Court of Eastern District of Pennsylvania. The company said it moved to Pennsylvania this month. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with Gab. I know a lot of people that really like it, a lot of people that are really upset at this movement. And you know what? Just because people are on a website saying things you don't like does not give you the right to shut them down for claiming policy violations. You know, if they have a report feature for violent posts or death threats or things like that, and they're not actively working on that, then I could see you might have an argument there. But as I said before, I've gotten legit death threats on Twitter, and Twitter has done nothing. Every single time I've reported it, Twitter has done nothing. Somebody printed out a photo of my Twitter avatar and ejaculated on it and sent it back to me. Twitter did nothing, found nothing wrong with that. But someone said some words they don't like on another website, and Google's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to shut this down. How is that even remotely right or fair? Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.